In the beginning of the drama, we see our drama female lead, May. She is staring at a laptop, saying charisma, magical charisma, a shop of handsomeness. Suddenly, her brother comes and says, "What are you saying while looking at my laptop?" "This laptop is mine," May replies, "but the photo of Jian inside it is mine." After that, the two siblings start fighting. Meanwhile, their mom arrives and says, "Have you two started again?" Then she scolds May, saying, "You can't even work properly at our own family restaurant, but you've started working at someone else's?" May says, "Because there I get money, and here I get your scolding." Then her mom says, "You're zero in your studies. At least tell me what you want to do." May says, "Fine, I'll tell you today. I only want to become Jian's bride." Hearing this, her mom snaps, "Wait until I set your brain straight." In the next scene, we see May sitting at a bus stop, lost in her thought. Then we see a flashback from 10 years ago. A younger May is sitting on a bus, and then we see our drama male lead, Jian, getting on the bus, and the moment young May sees him, her heart starts beating faster. She couldn't look away. Jian finds a seat while May stands up and goes to stand near him. Poor Jian becomes uncomfortable and scared as this girl keeps staring at him. Later, when she comes back home, she keeps wondering whether she will ever meet that handsome boy again or not. Suddenly, her mom comes shouting and says, "Hey girl, come out. I want you to meet someone." When May comes outside, she is shocked to see the same boy she just met on the bus. Actually, Jian's mother and May's mother are old friends. May's mother introduces them, saying, "This is my friend, and this is her son. From now on, they will be living in our neighborhood." Hearing this, May gets so happy and starts thanking God. After this, Jian and his mother move into the house next to May. Here Jian confronts his mom, saying, "I have grown up now. At least tell me who my dad is." Now we get to know that Jian's mom has never spoken to him about his father, and she continues to keep the truth from him. Back in the present, we see Jian and his girlfriend Lynn. She has bought him a new car and a house in Seoul. Later, Jian calls his mother to share the news and tells her, "Now we don't need to live in that small village house anymore. I've bought a new house, and we'll live there together." Here Jian's mom was trying to tell him something about her health, but suddenly Jian notices a familiar girl and remembers that he has seen her following him multiple times. Distracted by her presence, he loses focus and fails to hear what his mother is saying. Meanwhile, Jian's mother, Miss Kim, goes shopping with May. There Miss Kim tells May, "I know that you like my son, so if someday I am no longer with him, will you take care of him?" May immediately agrees, "Yes, of course, Aunt. I will take care of him." Then she also asks, "And where are you planning to go?" But Miss Kim avoids giving her a direct answer. Later, May gets really worried about her weight, thinking, if she keep eating like this, she will become fat before becoming Jian's bride. That's why she takes help from her brother and wraps her body tightly with tape. Just then, their mom enters and says, "What are you both doing? Come quickly." Jian's mother's health has gotten much worse. On the other side, Jian finally confronts the girl who has been following him, and at that moment he gets a call from May. She tells him to come fast and that his mom's health has gone bad. Hearing this, Jian gets very scared and rushes to the hospital with that same girl. On the way, he suddenly remembers May's words that his mom has cancer. When Jian reaches the hospital, he sees May. "Appa, Aunt's health has become bad," she says. Then Jian sees that she has put tape all over her body. He snaps, "What crazy thing have you done, May?" He then rushes to his mother's room. Behind him, that stranger girl also follows. At his mother's bedside, Jian is asking his mom only one question. "Look at your condition. At least tell me now who my dad is." But his mom is too weak to say anything. Suddenly, Jian gets a call and he goes outside. Meanwhile, this girl tells Jian's mom, "I will get Jian his right. I know who his dad is." After that, Jian hears a voice from the room that now his mom is no more. A few days later, Jian is completely broken by his mother's death. The same stranger girl visits him. "Go away," he tells her, "I don't want to know who you are." Then she says, "But you will want to know about your father." Hearing this, Jian gets shocked. She continues, "If you want to know the truth, then come to my house." Meanwhile, May watches them. She starts thinking, "I saw her in the hospital too. What is she doing with my Jian Appa?" But then she shakes her head, saying let her do whatever she wants. In the end, I will be Jian Appa's bride. Next we see Jian goes to that stranger girl's house. The girl finally introduces herself. "My name is Lynn Hua," she says. Then she begins showing him photos of her family. "This is Mr. Park, my ex-father-in-law, who is the owner of a big company MG Group. This is his son, Tian, my ex-husband. And this," she says, pointing to another photo, is my ex-mother-in-law, Mei Ling. She controls them all. She's the one who tore me from my husband and threw me out. Jian cuts her off saying, I have no interest in your family drama. Tell me why you called me here. Then Lin says you will be interested when you get to know that Mr. Park is no one else but your dad and you are the heir of MG Group. Hearing this, Jian is utterly shocked. After that, Jian immediately goes to confront Mr. Park. However, he is stopped by his stepmother, Ms. Mei Ling. When he tells her he wants to meet Mr. Park and that he is his dad, she starts laughing and says, many beggars like you come here claiming that. Do you have any proof? When Jian admits he has none, she scoffed, then you are garbage, and has her guards throw him out. Furious and humiliated, Jian returns to Lin. They threw you out like trash, didn't they? She says calmly, just like they did to me. In my former mother-in-law's eyes, she is the queen of MG Group, and if you want to face the queen, you must first become a king. After that, Lin places a key in Jian's hand. In the next scene, Jian drives straight to Mei's house and says, Mei, get in quickly. We have to go somewhere. Mei is shocked. Jian Appa is asking me to get in his car himself. Poor Mei cannot understand whether to sit in front or behind, because sitting in the back would make her look like his boss, but sitting in the front felt too presumptuous. Hurry up and sit, Mei, Jian urges. Then Mei quickly sits in the front, her heart racing with joy. Appa and me. She asks Appa, where are we going? He replies, I don't know either. Just sit quietly. Soon, Jian pulls up to a warehouse. Before entering, he turns to her and asks, Mei, will you go into business with me? She looks at him stunned. Jian says, if you do, you'll get to see my face every day. Mei grows serious and says, what do you take me for, Appa? Jian also becomes quiet, thinking maybe she will refuse. Mei says, why wouldn't I work with you? Let's do it. Let's build a business together. When they open the warehouse, they find it filled with stacks of boxes. Inside every box are countless pairs of socks. In the next scene, Jian goes to Lin and she says, what did you think? I will give you a lot of cash and you will become a king? No. If you want to be king, start by selling all these socks and earning the money yourself. Jian then turns to Mei and asks if she will help him, but Mei agrees without any hesitation. The very next day, she goes to Seoul to sell the socks on the street. However, she soon learns that selling without a permit is illegal, and the police arrive to confiscate her goods and take her to the station. Jian has to rush to the police station to get her out. Because it's so late, he lets her stay at his Seoul apartment for the night. The moment Mei steps inside, she is so happy, thinking, I'm staying at Appa's house. Next morning, Jian tells Mei to go back to the village. But Mei says, Appa, I'm not feeling well. I think I have a fever. When Jian touches her forehead, he finds it genuinely hot. He tells Mei, fine, rest for a while. You can go home when you feel better. I'm heading to work. The moment Jian leaves, Mei immediately pulls out a hot water bag from her belongings to reheat her forehead to keep up the act. She had preheated it. This was all just her technique to stay here. The moment Jian left, she cheered. All right, now let me explore this big mansion of my Jian Appa. She began roaming around like an excited child, trying out his clothes and spinning with joy. Then, her eyes fell on Jian's toothbrush. She picks it up and looks at it with love and says, I haven't brushed my teeth today either, so let's freshen up a little. And with that, she brushes her teeth. But then she gets a call from Jian. He asks, have you left yet? Mei says cheerfully, not yet. Appa, I thought I should clean up a little before going. Jian says, oh, you want to clean? There is a toothbrush there. Use that one to scrub properly. That is for cleaning. Hearing this, poor Mei felt the ground vanish beneath her feet because the toothbrush she had just used in her mouth was meant for cleaning the house. Later, Mei went to a shopping channel to sell her socks, but the guard stopped her at the entrance. The guard asks her, who are you? Then Mei tells him, I am Mei, and I want to sell these socks. The guard pointed outside. For that, you need to meet our managing director. See that antique car parked over there? That's his. When Mei sees the car, covered in a thick layer of dust, she thinks this is her chance to make a good impression. She decides to clean it. Just as she wipes the last bit of dust away, a voice calls out from behind her. What have you done? Here we see our drama second male lead, Lynn. He is the MD of this shopping channel. He comes and says, do you know how difficult it was to collect this dust? Mei says, I am sorry, I didn't know. Where am I supposed to find dust to put back on it? Lynn and Mei start getting along a lot. Later, Lynn even invited Mei to his home to continue their conversation. There, it was revealed that despite owning a perfectly nice house, this eccentric man preferred to live in a tent outside. There, Mei tells him that she has to sell these socks, and Lynn agrees to help her. After their meeting, he offered to drive her home.
Jian spots Mei getting out of Lynn's car.
He pulls over and she gets in. He asks immediately, who is that? Mei says, his name is Lynn. He's going to help me sell the socks. He's so much like me. Hearing this, Jian says, I've told you. Men are dangerous. Stay away from him. Then he says, handing her his luxury watch, sell this. I need money for the warehouse rent. May takes that watch and after some time returns with the rent money and surprisingly, the watch. When Jian asks where the money came from, she explains, Appa, I've been saving this from part-time jobs to buy you a car, but you already have one, so please use it for the rent. Hearing this, Jian is deeply moved that she worked so hard for him. For now he takes May's money and tells her, I will return all your money very soon. However, their situation worsens when they are scammed, and the rent money is stolen by a fraudster. Meanwhile, Jian's girlfriend, Lynn, pressures him to marry her. Overwhelmed and desperate, he receives a call from Lynn while checking on the socks. He tells her, I don't need to sell socks to get rich. I have a new plan. I will marry Lynn and become the owner of her 200 million fortune. He doesn't listen to anything Lin says and cuts the call. On the other hand, a hopeful May calls Jian. She has created a full business plan with Lynn to sell the socks. Jian then says, we don't need to sell socks anymore. Meet me for lunch tomorrow. I'll explain everything. Next we see May and Jian are sitting together. Poor May is eating happily when Jian says, I am getting married. Hearing this, May gets shocked. You're getting married? With whom? When? And why? He says, with the owner of this building where you are sitting. She is very rich. May then says, her voice trembling, okay, I understand she's very rich, but do you love her? Jian then returns May's money and says I get happiness from this money. So, when I already have happiness, why would I think about a useless thing like love? May looks at the money, then back at him, her heart breaking. But when I collected this money for you, I also felt a lot of happiness, she says softly. But that happiness was different. Saying this, she stands and walks away, leaving Jian alone and shocked. Back to home, May cries a lot. Meanwhile, in the next scene, Jian and his girlfriend, Lynn, are involved in a sudden car accident. While Jian is unharmed, Lynn is injured and rushed to the hospital. In her hospital room, Lynn looks at Jian and says, I can't marry you. A fortune teller warned me that if I married you, I would be completely destroyed, that all my money would vanish. It seems the prediction is already coming true. A single tear escapes her eye as she says, Jian, I may love you more than my own life, but I don't love you more than my money. Let's break up. After that, Jian gets a call from May. She says, Appa, I know that you are getting married, but the work I started, I will finish it. I will surely sell these socks with Lynn. So can you meet Lynn once? Jian stays quiet because he is not getting married anymore, and now he also needs to sell the sock. The next day, he arrives to meet Lynn, acting like a boss. Both boys shake hands with a lot of attitude. Lynn thinks so this is that Jian whom May praises so much, while Jian thinks so this is May's male version that she was praising so much. Meanwhile, our cute May smiles looking at both of them shaking hands. After that, Lynn and May both get ready and stand in front of Jian. They start dancing to demonstrate how they will shoot the advertisement to sell all the socks. Jian thinks to himself that they really are exactly the same. Then Lynn says to Jian, give me all your company papers so I can talk further. Clueless, Jian says, I have no company. Hearing this, Lynn says, then I also cannot do anything. With attitude, Jian says, then why were you wasting my time here? And walks away. Poor May keeps calling Appa, Appa, behind him, but he has left already. And Lynn offers to drive May home, but she is too sad. Trying to cheer her up, he says, don't worry, I will talk to my partner company. Maybe something good will happen. Later, May calls Jian to share this news, but he cuts her off, saying, I have to go, my health is getting bad. Worried about what happened to Appa, May rushes to his apartment. There, she finds Jian wrapped in a blanket, burning with a fever. Driven by her love for him, May immediately cooks porridge for him. Then blowing air on it, she feeds him. After he eats and falls asleep, May watches him and whispers, Appa, even while sleeping you look so good. Once Jian is asleep, May doesn't stay but goes to a sauna to rest. Unfortunately, her luck is bad and her belongings get stolen. Stranded, May calls Lynn for help. He arrives quickly and takes her from there. On the way, he offers, if you want to work in Seoul, you can rent a room at my place. I'll charge you less than anyone else. May thanks him for the offer, but doesn't give an answer yet. Her mind still on Jian, she goes to his place to tell him what happened. But when she arrives, her heart shatters, seeing Jian hugging another girl. Actually, this girl was Lin. She came after fighting with her husband and Jian was calming her. Heartbroken, May returns to her village and drinks heavily. In a drunken state, May tells her mom, "I got a job in Seoul and now I'm going back there to live." The next morning, her mother wakes her saying, "Hey girl, get up, will you go to your Seoul job or not?" May is confused, thinking, what did I say? The only person she can turn to is Lynn, and she quickly calls him for help. Now when Lynn arrives in the village to pick May up, her mom becomes very happy seeing such a handsome boy. For the first time, a boy has come to take her daughter. Auntie happily says goodbye to her daughter. Next we see Lynn brings May to his house. May finally agrees to stay there as his tenant. Afterward, May and Lynn decide they will work together to sell all these socks. They also call Jian over to discuss their plan. As they talk, Lynn casually says to May, "By the way, you left your phone on my bed last night." Hearing this, Jian freezes and says, "What kind of thing is that to say? Anyone would think you two are living together." May says, "Yes, it's true, we both live together." Hearing this, Jian gets shocked. Then May starts explaining everything to Jian, but he cuts her off and says, "I have told you many times, don't trust any stranger." May says, "But that day at the sauna, all my things were stolen. I felt this was a safe place." Jian is very angry. He says, "I don't care. Just go back to the village right now." Jian leaves in anger, and instead of being upset, May smiles to herself, thinking, at least Appa got a little jealous. Later, at Jian's apartment, his friend Shin comes and says he had a fight at home and needs a place to stay. An idea sparks in Jian's mind and he says, "Don't worry, I'll arrange a place for you." In the next scene, Jian takes him to Lynn's house. Lynn says, "What is going on?" Then Jian says, "Just like you kept May here for work, you can keep Chin too. He is also my business partner and from now on, he will stay in this tent city with you." Before leaving, Jian tells May to lock her gate properly and stay inside. And these two boys will stay inside the tent. Satisfied he has re-established a boundary, Jian leaves, his jealousy now satisfied. After that, we see that their collective hard work finally pays off and they successfully sell all the socks. The entire group celebrates and everyone looks very happy. But then Linhua says to Jian, "Don't be too happy. This is just the beginning. Now you must build your own company. Only then will a woman like Miss Mei Ling ever come to you, instead of you going to her." Jian understands the truth in her words. He tells May, "We have to open our own company now." Innocent May is happy that now her oppa and she will open a company together. To celebrate their success, the group goes to a party. Here Jian was getting jealous seeing how Lynn and May were laughing and serving food to each other. And when May gets a small cut on her hand, Lynn rushes off to find a bandage without a second thought. In that moment, Jian feels so challenged that he immediately lifts May on his shoulders and says, "Forget the medicine, I'm taking you straight to the hospital." After leaving the hospital, May is very happy. She thinks, "Appa took such good care of me. Will he be like this after marriage too?" The next day, Lynn and May get busy with the new company, but Jian keeps getting jealous seeing them work together. On the other hand, Lynn starts to enjoy working with May very much. He realizes that he has begun to develop feelings for her. After a lot of hard work, their company is finally established, and they name it after May. The company begins to do very well. To celebrate, May suggests to Jian, "Appa, let's all go to a party today." Jian agrees, saying, "Okay, I will come." May gets very excited. However, Jian then receives a call from another girl and leaves, telling May he is suddenly too busy to attend the party. Disappointed, May goes to the party with Lynn for company. There, she drinks heavily, upset that Jian didn't come. Lynn tries to stop her, saying, "May, don't drink so much," but she doesn't listen. Eventually, she leaves from there alone. Meanwhile, a drunk May calls Jian and says, "You think just because you're handsome you can do anything? Appa, because of you, my heart hurts so much. How will this pain go away? You have to tell me." Jian, hearing her state, says, "May, stay there. Don't go anywhere." The scene cuts to Jian bringing a sleeping May back to his house. He looks at her and sighs, "This girl is nothing but a headache for me." Later, their new office is ready. Jian sits inside as the CEO, looking cool and composed, while May and Lynn do all the hard work. May is still happy that her appa is the CEO. She brings him a personalized nameplate as a gift, but Jian says, "What is this kid's nameplate you brought? Take it away, I will not keep this here." Then Lynn speaks up, "It looks so good. And May made it with so much effort. And you are only a team leader here, so don't think too highly of yourself." Jian fires back, "Hey, I am the CEO of this company." While they are arguing, Linhua comes there. there. Lynn also sees Lin Hua and thinks, what is Lin Hua doing here? This reveals that Lin also knows her from the past. After that, Mei politely brings coffee for Lin Hua. Then she sees Lin Hua also brought a nameplate for Jian and looked very professional. Seeing Jian accept it, Mei quietly picks up her own childish nameplate and walks away, feeling hurt and rejected. After that, Lin Hua leaves. Later, Lin gets a call on his phone from Mei's mom. He addresses her warmly as Mummy G. He then turns to Mei and says, your mom is at my home. We have to go for dinner. Hearing this, Jian gets shocked and says, why are you calling Mei's mom Mummy G? Lin says, that's because she calls me her son. Lin then leaves with Mei, leaving Jian burning with jealousy. Even after going home, he keeps thinking, how can he call her Mummy G? He can't stop himself and goes to Lin's house. Standing outside Lin's house, Jian is shocked to see Mei, Lin, and her mother living like a happy family, eating, laughing, and talking together. He grows intensely jealous, and Jian calls the police and reports his neighbors for making too much noise. When the police arrive to give a warning, the group is left confused about who complained. Meanwhile, Jian was smiling seeing them getting trouble. After that, Mei's mom asks her, so, what work you both do? She says, she and Lin do the work of selling socks. Then Auntie assumes, oh, so the company is of Mr. Lin. She says, no, the company is Jian Appa's. This came out from Mei's mouth by mistake, and her mom starts scolding her. Why can't you get Jian's name off your tongue? You need to forget about him now. After that, Lin Hua advises Jian, to promote your company, you need a famous face. The actress Yuji is the perfect choice. Jian understands and agrees. In the next scene, when he goes to meet actress Yuji, and a public scandal is created, suggesting they are in a relationship. When Mei hears the news, she worries, Jian Appa has a new girlfriend already. Later, during lunch with Lin, Mei sighs, Appa is so busy with this scandal that he can't even have lunch with us. Lin replies gently, Mei, I don't think this is just a scandal. I think the news is true. They might really be dating. Mei insists, no, that's not true. It's all lies. Those girls are just chasing him because he's handsome. He doesn't have a girlfriend. Jian Appa doesn't pay attention to any girl. Now, I have to do something about this myself. Hearing this, poor Lin becomes worried that what will Mei do now. She then goes to Chin and requests him to become her love guru. Chin says, now you came to the right person. No one knows Jian more than me. Mei says, so please help me. Chin explains, your biggest problem is that you are too available. The moment Jian calls, you run to him. From now on, you must stop doing that. Mei listens carefully, hanging on his every word. Chin says from now on, whenever Jian calls you, you must freeze. Count to 3 in your head. After the third count, turn around slowly, give him a cool look, and then walk away while maintaining eye contact. She says, oh okay, I understood everything. Next day, Mei is ready to do this experiment on Jian. As soon as Jian calls Mei starts counting till 3, and after counting 3 she quickly goes and gives the bottle to Jian and then stares at him intensely as she begins walking backwards away from him. Jian calls her again. Mei gets happy thinking it is working, but Jian shows Mei that she brought the sauce bottle instead of water bottle. Poor Mei again made a fool of herself. Later, Mei's mother visits Lin's house again, and today Jian also shows up. Auntie insists that Jian stay for dinner. Jian ends up eating and drinking a lot. He was not stopping at all. Seeing this, Mei says, Appa, don't drink too much. You also have to go home later. Jian says, no, today I will also stay here. Hearing this, Mei says immediately, then Appa, you can stay in my room. Her mother quickly pulls her aside and whispers, shut your mouth and sit quietly. Jian then turns to Lin and asks, well, is there any proper arrangement here for a VIP like me to stay or not? Lin, playing along, replies, yes, of course. Come with me. Lin then gives him one tent to stay in this tent city. The next day, Mei is in the office, writing something. Then Lin comes and asks, Mei, what are you writing? Mei says, I have decided. Today, I will propose to Jian Appa. Hearing this, poor Lin becomes speechless. Mei then goes to Jian and says, Appa, you have to listen to this radio show today. She had arranged everything, planning to confess her love live on air. Jian takes her request lightly, but still, he turns on the radio in his car. On the show, Mei begins telling the story of her one-sided love for a boy over 10 years, confessing everything. However, Jian isn't really paying attention. His mind is elsewhere. Meanwhile, Lin rushes to the radio station and stops Mei. He then explains, if you create a public scandal for Jian like this, you will both get hurt. The media will twist it, and it will backfire on you. The scene then changes. With Christmas approaching, May goes to Jien's house to decorate a Christmas tree for him. But Jien rejects her effort, saying, "What is this? Why did you bring this tree? There's no need to decorate anything here." May feels hurt, thinking that Jien never appreciates anything she does. Feeling dejected, she sits alone and worried in the office. Seeing her like this, Lynn takes her outside to cheer her up, and they end up camping together to lift her spirit. Meanwhile, in the office, Jien notices May and Lynn are both gone. He calls Chin and asks, "Where did those two go?" Chin replies, "They went out together." Hearing this, Jien gets very jealous. He says, "It seems I'm the only one in this company who works with blood and sweat. Look at my employees, they're out on a date." Lynn then goes to Jien and says, "Instead of asking someone else about me and May, ask me directly what you want to ask. Is it possible you are interested in May and want to know where we went?" Jien says, "Not at all. I am not interested at all." Lynn says, "Good," and was leaving when Jien, unable to stop himself, says, "By the way, where did you go?" Lynn smiles and says, "Why would I tell you?" At that moment, Lynn's phone chimes with a message from May. He purposely reads it in front of Jien and says, "Oh, it's May. We have to go out tonight too." He leaves, and Jien is left alone, fuming as he wonders where they keep going together. In the next scene, Jien takes May to the market. She sees a dress she loves and says, "Appa, can I try this on?" Jien dismisses her, saying, "That dress? On you? It won't look good at all. Let's keep moving." Poor May feels hurt, but later Jien himself goes to that shop to buy that dress for May. He calls her outside his house and hands her the bag, saying, "Here, take it. It's for you." Seeing the dress, May becomes very happy, but Jien quickly adds, "Don't misunderstand. A priest told me today to help one unlucky person. I thought I'd help you." Even with his harsh words, May is just happy to have the dress. Seeing her smile, Jien can't help but smile a little himself. The next day, May receives a reservation confirmation for a restaurant. She finds Jien and asks, "Appa, who is this reservation for?" "You and I are going for Christmas dinner," he replies. Her face lights up, but suddenly, May remembers her promise to Lynn. She says, "Appa, I have plans in the evening. Can we go for lunch instead?" Hearing this, Jien asks, "What plan?" Then she says, "You should come too. We're going to Lynn's group concert." A flash of jealousy crosses Jien's face. He says, "No, we will not go to that. We are going for dinner, just the two of us. And this is your only chance to have dinner with me." He is clearly tempting her on purpose to stop her from going to Lynn's concert, leaving poor May confused about what to do. In the next scene, Lynn is lost in this thought. Jien had told him, "Sorry, I can't come to your concert. May and I are having dinner." Lynn worries that May will choose Jien and not come to his concert. Meanwhile, May is also struggling. She thinks, "Every Christmas until now I've spent alone. No one ever asked me to join them. But this year, 2 people want me. Now I'm completely stuck." Later, Lynn goes to May's room and notices the new dress. "Did Jien give you this?" he asks. May nods, saying yes. "He said he had to help an unlucky girl, so he gave it to me as a donation." Hearing this, he says, "Then you should go to dinner with him." May says, "But I promised to go to your concert." Lynn says it's okay, and he will bring her a recording later. On which she replies, "Okay, then bring it carefully," not realizing how her words sound. Saying this, she has indirectly refused his invitation. Lynn forces a smile, but inside, he doesn't feel good at all. In the next scene, we see Lynn is called by Chairman Park, Jien's biological father. "Why did you call me today?" Lynn asks. Chairman Park says, "Can I not even see my son? I want to protect you and your mom." Lynn cuts him off angrily, saying, "We don't need you. I am not your backup plan." And then he leaves from there. On Christmas night, May stands dressed and ready. At a restaurant, Jien waits alone. Meanwhile, Lynn waits backstage at his concert, hoping May will come. Jien checks his phone. It's a message from May. "Appa, I'm sorry. I know this dinner is a big opportunity, but I promised Lynn. I have to keep my promise." Furious, Jien eats alone. May arrives at the concert, making Lynn incredibly happy. During his performance, Lynn sings a song he wrote for May, confessing his love. May is shocked. After the show, he finds her and asks, "Did you understand the song?" May says, "Forgive me, I didn't know you felt this way. Did you help me all this time just for this?" Lynn says, "No, I really wanted to sell the sock. But yes, I liked you from the beginning." Then he also asks, "Can't you give me a chance?" But May says, "I am sorry, I can't." After that, when Lynn and May return home, Jien is waiting for them. He grabs May's hand and says, "I've packed your thing. You're moving into my house. You always wanted to, right? Let's go." Then Lynn also grabs May's hand and says, "Let her go. She's not an object for you to claim whenever you want." May pulls her hand from Lynn. "Forgive me," she tells him, and goes with Jien. After coming home, Jian says, I've prepared a room for you. You should be happy. Mei says, Appa, what are you doing? Jian says, why? Did you prefer living with Lynn? Hearing this, she says, Appa, now this is too much. I am going from here. Mei cries and runs out. The next day, Jian receives an invitation to an MG group party, excited to finally meet his father, Chairman Park. Later, when Jian was saying to Lin Hua, so finally now his face-to-face meeting is going to happen with his dad, Mei overhears and realizes Jian is the son of a billionaire. Now the poor girl runs to Lin in tears. She says, what should I do now? Jian turns out to be the son of a rich father. Now, why will he marry a poor girl like me? Lin says, tell calmly whose son is Jian. What happened? Then she says Jian Appa is the son of MG Group's chairman Mr. Park. Hearing this, Lin becomes very shocked. After that, he goes to Jian and asks, do you even like Mei? Jian says, whether I like her or not, what's it to you? Lin becomes angry. He immediately calls chairman's secretary and says, I will also come to the party. Then we see at the party, Jian had gone very happily that chairman will recognize him. Jian is crushed when Chairman Park doesn't recognize him. The insult is compounded when Lin arrives and the chairman introduces him as the son of my good friend. Miss Mailing mocks Jian saying, see, your own father doesn't know you. Humiliated, Jian leaves from the party. In the next scene, we see that Jian was called by the director of a big company who proposes a marriage alliance with his daughter, Shin. Actually, his daughter Shin likes Jian and wants to marry him. For now, Jian doesn't give an answer, but later, Shin personally invites him to an exclusive high society party, which he attends. At the party, Lin's band is performing and Mei has also come along. To everyone's shock, Shin takes the mic and announces to the entire crowd, I want you all to meet my boyfriend, Jian. Hearing this, Mei gets so angry that she goes and slaps Shin across the face and says, stay away from Jian. The consequence is immediate and severe. Assaulting a wealthy heiress is a serious crime, and Mei is arrested and locked up. Both Lin and Jian rush to help her. Lin tries first, but fails. Jian arrives and tells a terrified Mei, don't worry, I'll get you out. But despite his efforts, his influence is not enough. Ultimately, it is Lin who uses his privileged status and connections to secure Mei's release. Mei was crying a lot, and Lin was calming her. Meanwhile, from a distance, Jian watches them, and he does not like this at all. He was feeling hurt. He drinks a lot and goes home, where he finds Mei waiting for him. Jian, drunk and emotional, tells Mei, you know I've never loved anyone but my mom. I was always afraid they'd leave. I don't know how love works, but you never leave me. Mei is shocked. She keeps looking at him as he walks away. Later, at an MG group meeting, Miss Mailing discovers Lin holds many company shares. She confronts Chairman Park. Who exactly is this Lin? That day, he also came to the party. You said he is the son of your friend. So then why does he have so many of our company shares? Mr. Park finally admits, Lin is my son. Furious, she goes to Jian and asks, Jian, do you know who this Lin is? You don't even know Lin's real name. She then tells him his real name is Jilan, and he is the son of Chairman Park. Hearing this, Jian gets shocked. That means Lin is actually his half-brother. Miss Mailing then says, look, he also has a lot of company shares. Now the right time has come to tell the chairman that you are his son, so that you could also get some shares. And as for Lin Hua, you should let go of her hand so that I can hold your hand, because only I can help you. However, Jian goes to Lin Hua and confronts her. Why did you not tell me that Lin is Chairman Park's son? Lin Hua replies calmly, what do you think? Do you believe Miss Mailing is an honest person? If you make a deal with her, you will be the one who loses. Hearing this, Jian gets angry and says, so what kind of honest person are you? You're just using me for your own purposes, too. Having said that, he walks away. When he arrives home, he sees Mei standing there holding a tie. She says, Appa, I brought this tie for you. Jian takes it and examines it. What brand is this? Mei says, I just bought it from a street mall. I don't know the brand. Jian sighs, Mei, I'm the CEO of a big company now. Do you really think I can wear a random tie from the street? Mei says softly, okay, I will take it back. As she reaches for it, Jian pulls it back slightly. Wait, leave it here. I will wear it. After that, Miss Mailing goes to Lin Hua and asks about Jian. Lin Hua smiles coldly. So, you've finally come to me. It is here that Lin Hua's master plan is revealed. Actually, she declares, Jian is not Chairman Park's son. He is your son, Miss Mailing. The son you told no one about. Miss Mailing is utterly stunned by this truth. Lin Hua continues, so, how does it feel to see your own son, when you always called me trash? You took my family from me, so I made sure your own son was standing right in front of you, and you didn't even know him. After this, Miss Mailing goes to meet Jian and tells him the truth. She says Chairman Park is not your father, but I am your mom. She explains everything, leaving Jian in a state of shock. Then she says, Anyway, you are my son, but I do not need you. Go away from my life. Hearing this, Jian is completely shattered. The woman he thought was his mother wasn't, and his real mother has just rejected him heartbroken. He confesses this entire truth to Mei. Yet, through it all, Mei does not leave his side. She stays and tries to comfort him. Now, Jian realizes that everyone else leaves him, but Mei never does. Her love is the one constant in his life. Overwhelmed, he goes to her and hugs her tightly and says, "Thank you for always being with me. Now I will never go away from you. I have come to you." Hearing this, Mei's heart fills with happiness. Next we see that Chairman Park visits Jian and tells him, "I knew from the beginning that you are Mei Ling's son. I myself gave you to that lady so that she could take care of you. But she grew attached, and you started to see her as your mother." This confirmation shatters Jian's last connection to a family. Feeling utterly unwanted and unlovable, he pushes away the one person who has always been there. He finds Mei and tells her, "You should be with Lynn. That is what's right for you." She says, "What are you saying?" But for the first time, she listens and doesn't follow him, giving him the space he claims to want. As time passes, Jian's life feels emptier without Mei's constant, cheerful presence and understands how much Mei cared and loved him. On the other side, Mei is well cared for by her family and Lynn, but her heart remains with Jian. She cannot stay away for long. She finally goes to him and says, "Appa, enough is enough. I cannot stay away from you anymore." Then Jian hugs her tightly, admitting, "I cannot stay away from you either." Jian then goes to meet his biological mother, Miss Mei Ling, one last time. He tells her, "From now on, I will stay out of your life for good." He says, "I will go far away from you and will never show you my face again." Then Miss Mei Ling, overwhelmed with regret, cries as she tells him, "Never forgive me. And never call me mom. I have never done anything to deserve that title." Jian looks at her and says, "Then maybe it was never written in our fate to be mother and son." Jian then goes away from there saying, "Take care of yourself." In the last scene, Jian takes Mei to a romantic lunch. "Mei, eat slowly," he tells her gently. But true to her nature, Mei eats quickly. "I told you, eat slowly." Jian repeats, actually, he had hidden an engagement ring in her food. Suddenly, Mei's eyes go wide. She says, "Appa, come quickly. I think I swallowed the ring. It must be in my stomach. We have to go to the doctor right now." Jian shakes his head, laughing softly, "You will never change." But then, Mei's expression shifts to a mischievous grin. She opens her hand to reveal the ring and says, "I already knew about it." With a look of overwhelming love and relief, Jian pulls her close and kisses her. With this happy moment, the drama ends. Thank you so much for watching.